Hello, my name is Arronhoffer, and this is my presentation on change management, process improvement. A process is any series of repetitive and systematic actions that use an input to produce an outcome. Process improvement can be defined as a systematic approach to identifying waste within a process and incorporating corrections to produce a higher quality output. Process improvement methodologies are varied according to the scope of the function to be improved. Common characteristic being that the end result reduces waste, increases productivity, and ultimately profitability. Change management. Processes are fundamental to the construct of any business. Each and every aspect of a business has processes from accounting functions to producing goods. The reason to study processes include achieving consistency in daily work with improved results, systematically improve and control daily or repetitive operations, clarify individual contribution towards achieving customer satisfaction, and maintain goals achieved through improvement projects. A benefit of studying processes is the precise identification of areas to be improved in routine work tasks. Applied knowledge can also be transferred to other areas of similar operations for productivity gains. This can also aid in the training of new employees. Maintaining gains by sharing the collective knowledge benefits the company as a whole. This enables management to have indicators to make objective decisions about personnel. All work functions have a customer, be it internal or external to the company. The payroll department may not face directly with external customers, but must satisfy the needs and requirements of their customer, the employee. In process improvement, think of a customer as the next recipient of the output and not as a patron. In the context of thinking of a process as a multiplication problem, if all the steps are positive, the output will be positive. But even one negative step will produce a negative result regardless of how many positives are involved. Planning. To facilitate an effective process improvement, a manager has to establish a clear and definitive plan of action. The first step to planning should involve identifying a problem area. Techniques to identify problems can be customer complaints and employee feedback. Problem areas should then be prioritized according to the magnitude of the defect and budget impacts. A problem area consistently fails to meet customer expectations. The cost of poor quality of work can be significant. Easily identifiable costs such as scrap and idle time can be tallied quickly, but hidden costs like lost sales and brand image erosion are harder to see. Process improvements can produce both tangible savings and goodwill towards the company. Team building. The next step in a process improvement would be team building. Team building not only involves selection of individuals, but also management techniques applied. Communication, skill levels, goals, and collaboration are identified in a number of publications as norms of successful team building. The realistic timeline also correlates with the outcome of the project. This is touched on by researchers that the setting of realistic timelines has a positive influence on successful teams. This success lies in the idea that team members buy in when they feel they are given adequate time to complete tasks. Additionally, by shortening time available for project tasks, the propensity for shortcut increases, which would result in substandard performance. This assessment is backed up by research on time and project success. Building a solid team and having clear direction creates an atmosphere of ownership. This ownership helps team members make decisions in the best interest of the team rather than self-serving actions. A worthwhile process improvement will involve a well-functioning team where all members contribute towards the goal. It is the responsibility of management to ensure that process improvement teams can be successful by providing the needed support. Process improvement methodologies, Kaizen. From the Japanese language, Kaizen literally means continuous improvement. The idea of Kaizen revolves around the theme of slow and steady. Kaizen does not involve large-scale projects, but rather simple changes like the organization of tools at a workstation or their layout. To be successful, a Kaizen management style must have open and continuous feedback from employees. One of the most well-known companies that uses a Kaizen management style is Toyota Motor Company. Toyota management receives 100 times more suggestions from its workers than its U.S. counterparts. This type of feedback and resulting improvements has made Toyota the most profitable and one of the highest-selling car companies in the world. Kaizen improvements can be recommended by anyone involved in a process. This flow of information translates into greater profitability for Toyota. Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a management philosophy that emphasizes setting extremely high objectives, collecting data, and analyzing results to a fine degree as a way to reduce defects in products and services. The philosophy behind Six Sigma is to measure how many defects are in a process, then figure out how to systematically eliminate them and get as close to perfection as possible. Sigma is a statistical concept that represents how much variation there is in a process relative to customer specifications. An illustration of sigma levels would be a 3 sigma process, which is accurate 99.4% of the time. If your electric company operated at 3 sigma, your lights would be out for 1 hour each week. To achieve 6 sigma, a process cannot produce more than 3.4 million defects per million opportunities, where an opportunity is defined as a chance for nonconformance. The structure of 6 sigma management falls into 2 categories: existing and new processes. All 6 sigma projects are executed by 6 sigma green belts or black belts, which are then overseen by a master black belt. These belts undergo specialized training in areas of statistical analysis and process mapping techniques. These terms were created at Motorola. General Electric and Motorola are 2 of the best known companies in the world that utilize 6 sigma management techniques. Former CEO of General Electric, Jack Welch, described 6 Sigma as the most challenging and potentially rewarding initiative we have ever undertaken at General Electric. From 1986 to 2004, Motorola had documented savings of $17 billion from 6 Sigma improvements. Lean. Lean process improvement management could be considered the middle of the road between Kaizen and 6 Sigma. Lean techniques focus on eliminating waste in a process. Lean does not rely as heavily on statistics as 6 Sigma does, but does incorporate some data analysis. Lean techniques differ from Kaizen in respect that more involved process mapping is used. Lean attempts to speed the deployment of process improvements by being useful across a broad scope of business processes. This falls in line with that Lean idea of eliminating waste and unnecessary steps. The United States Army is a world leader in Lean techniques. In 2009 alone, the U.S. Army Lean projects totaled $96.6 million in savings. Conclusion. Some of the largest and most successful organizations in the world have undertaken these process improvement techniques with impressive results. These styles of systematic approaches to improving a company's performance are not limited to large organizations only. An organization of any size can benefit from increased productivity and better quality. Better quality at a lower price should be the goal for any organization. Change management is a vital step to the prosperity of a company. Process improvement techniques are established as a viable improvement methodology to guide change. The role of management would be to identify and select the appropriate technique based on the specific business problem at hand. Management must also be keenly aware how to properly build teams that can function at a high level of performance. Understanding and embracing an open and honest assessment of the situation will serve a manager well in producing a beneficial change. Traditional team-building approaches for management do well in organizing teams to complete projects in line with expectations. Support from senior management can help eliminate resistance to shaking up the old way of doing things. Management must understand that the investment in the training of process improvement teams can produce results well beyond the initial cost. The real value to any process improvement lies in the continued savings and quality improvements that are retained after an improvement is made.